I feel something tells me that you're the kind of guy that I should make a move on.
So after 2 days of demolition, this is where we're at. The first day, we stripped the walls, stripped the floor. And the second day, we just cut the concrete slab. Usually on most renovations, you're not gonna be moving the plumbing. You don't need to do this. So in most cases, demolition can be done in 1 day. So I'm just gonna go over some features that I can see that show that this demolition was done right, and also some things that have not been done right. The first thing is that the ceiling was preserved, and this is because the ceiling is in good condition. We didn't have to drop it, and it saves the client about $1,000 by not dropping it down. And all it needs is a fresh coat of paint.
Jobdocs comes preloaded with hundreds of templates that include capability statements, fee proposals, handover guides, and welcome packs. It can be used by new home builders, renovators, remodelers, and also all contractors.
So a part of the demolition is we had these active water taps. What we've done is cut them off, and we've put these little shark bites on, which you can also buy from Bunnings, but you may want to get a plumber to sew in and to couple your plumbing properly. There are a bunch of electrical points in this house, but rather than isolate it, what we've done is just turn the power off to the house completely. No one is living here, so we don't need the power on throughout the build. If someone is living here, you'll need an electrician to cut these off properly. And what they do is put them in something called a J-box, which makes it safe for everyone to work on while the power is still onto the property. You can see here that there's no shark bites on these taps, and this is because these are mixer taps and we've left them on the wall. This had running water, so there was no way to cap it, but this we could cap. These are just the taps that are tied in. We've left it here, so when the plumber comes in, he can just turn the water off and do his plumbing. We've just saved a bit of money by not capping it properly. Here again, you can see we haven't capped any of the water, and the water is still onto this property, and we didn't have to do this because we've just tied in these mixers before we pulled the wall sheets off. Here we have a cavity sliding door. We are leaving the door intact. The client didn't want to change it, and it's perfectly functional. So we just pulled the wall off very carefully here, and we leave this frame. We don't need to do anything with this. So when you're looking at a demolition, some of the things that you may see that weren't done right or perfect are bits of plaster or gyprock that are still left over from the demolition. Things like this should have really been taken off in the demolition stage, but it's not a big deal. If there's anything missed, more than likely your carpenter will finish off the pre-sheet and do it properly. Also, little things like this, everywhere that you see nails, a part of the demolition should be denailing the walls, but sometimes the carpenters will do it as well. Most of these walls have been denailed, but there have been a few missed. It's not a big deal, but it's just something to keep in mind. So one of the biggest changes in this bathroom was actually relocating the toilet. The toilet used to be here, and the toilet is now over there. So what we have done is marked a trench out and cut it with a big concrete saw. This is something you should only do if you're a professional. Just the saw itself costs a few $1,000s. So pay someone to come in and cut it. It's only going to cost you a few hundred, and you'll be much happier, much cleaner. It's a very messy job, as all concrete has to be wet cut. So what's going to happen next is my plumber is going to come in 1 day's time, and he's going to dig all this dirt out, and he's going to take the toilet from this point and chase it all the way down to that point. Then what we're going to do after that is we're going to put in new Rio in here, and we're going to tie in the old slab with the new slab. So I'll show you how to do that later, and then we're just going to fill it with some quick set cement. Some other things that you can see is obviously this old cable, which was for a light. It has been capped by the electrician. This one's an earth, but it's not a big deal because power is off to the house. Usually it'd be J-boxed, which is a big white box that surrounds all this cable and keeps it safe to work on. Up here is another thing that you'll see where the demolition hasn't been done right. We still have some billboard, which is the fiber cement sheeting that was there pre-existing. And we also have some tiles from the old bathroom. Again, 99% of this demo has been done right, but it's these few little things that it's just important to keep an eye on. In Australia, what we usually do is only insulate the external walls. So as you can see, that's a gyprock wall and has no insulation existing. But what you can see here is insulation pre-existing, and there's brick behind it. So we know that this is an external wall and that it needs insulation. Coming over here as well, you'll see that this wall's brick, so it's insulated as well. A part of every new renovation is we pull all this old stuff out and we put new R2.5 sound dampening insulation in every single wall. It just keeps a bit of noise out and keeps it nice and cozy throughout winter and summer. So this is the second bathroom that we've demolished. Again, it looks great. The walls have been stripped. I'm still seeing some things like nails and old billboard that are hanging out. Cables have been capped, but again, the power is off to the property. So this is no big deal. This is just a safety precaution. In case someone was to turn the power on to the house and then work in here, they won't be zapped. We look at this wall here. This has been pre-sheeted beautifully. There is no jib rock. There are no nails. The studs are smooth, everything's plumb and flush. So this is a wall that we like and has been done right. If we go over here, where you can see jib rock's still there, nails still there, bunch of stuff still hanging around. So this wall needs a little bit more work, but again, the carpenters will get to it. It's about 10 minutes worth of work to denail the rest of this room. As you can see here, again, we've left the old mixers on. So this is what I was explaining before. The water is tight, but you know, we've left it off right now. We've just done this so we don't have to cap the plumbing. We leave it there, water off till the plumber comes and he can redo all his plumbing and cap everything properly. As you can see here, by sort of looking at the floor, this is the old profile from the shower. What's left this indent in the concrete is the old shower angle. So we know how big the new shower has to be. You can't rely on this being here every time. So if you want to keep your shower size the same, take measurements of it before you start the demolition. The new shower is going to go back here. So once we sheet the walls, the shower is going to be the same size. The drain is going to remain in the same spot. So we're going to keep this as is and it didn't require any changes in the plumbing.
This video is sponsored by Jobdocs, a quoting and invoicing platform that makes your documents look incredible and most importantly, stand out from your competition. I've built and renovated over 500 homes and I can tell you the work itself is only half the battle. Winning the job comes first. Jobdocs is how I present my quotes and proposals and it's a big part of why I win the work I go for. If you've ever lost a job because your quote looked average next to a competitor's, this fixes that. And when you're doing bathroom renos, like what I'm covering in this video, presenting a professional proposal is half the reason clients say yes. Link is in the description, check it out at jobdocs.ai.
We are going to change some of the plumbing in the walls though. That is relatively easy to do. The client has specified that they want to move the shower head from this wall to that wall and they want to put the mixers here. Rather than having a hot and cold tap, we're going to change this to a mixer, which is an all-in-one system. And then because we've now freed this space up, we're going to build a niche from here all the way to here. So they have a shower shelf inside that they can put all their shampoo bottles and conditioners. Walls like here, we're also going to put a bunch of backing board. So eventually when the client gets a bit older, he can install grab rails and there's going to be a place to fasten them to behind the walls. What we are going to do here in terms of the shower screen is a fixed panel from here. As you can see, it was pre-existing, and then a hinge panel here. So the door is going to be this wide. We're going to have about 150 mil fixed panel and then a hinge door. So it's going to sit here and swing outwards. And what we've done is made sure that the swing will not hit the vanity. That was a pet peeve of the last client, that every time he opened the shower door, it hit the vanity. So we made sure the fixed panel is wide enough to reduce the chance that this door is going to hit the vanity when it's open. We also have covered this vanity because the client is keeping it. So all we've done is come in here, stripped the floor, jackhammered it up and took the skirting tiles off. So all the plastering needs to do is come in, sheet this bottom part, we'll come in, waterproof, tile and tile back up to the same height. So we'll refresh this room without costing too much.